All right, so Sanderson's Wind and Truth book is finally out, and I started reading it in December, virtually within a day or two of its release date. This is going to be my Wind and Truth vlog. This video series will be divided into 4 separate videos: days 1 through 3, days 4, 5, and 6, as well as days 7 through 9, and of course the final epic, day 10. Now, I'm just going to say this up front. This vlog will be filled with spoilers. So if you don't want to have spoilers and you haven't read this book yet, save this series of vlogs to your watch later, and we will go ahead and talk about this book in this vlog series. So again, if you don't want spoilers, save it to your watch later, come back later. So let's get this started. So stay tuned. We've got days 4, 5, and 6 up next on episode 2. Okay, just at the end of chapter 45 there, explaining what Szeth was thinking about how if he could accomplish this one final mission, he could at long last finally end himself. That's kind of sad, honestly. It really is. And damn, like, wow. And he thanked Kaladin for giving him this blessing. Damn. That's just, honestly, that's sad. It really is. Okay, so as we continue the read here in day 4, I'm starting to really wonder, what exactly did the Stormfather lie about? How much did the Stormfather lie about? What part was kind of inaccurate? It's going to be interesting to find that out as we continue the reading here of day 4. This is going to be very interesting. I'm also really looking forward to seeing more about the history of how people came to be on Roshar and their fleeing from Ashen and what happened there. We're starting to kind of see the history of this as Dalinar starts to review things from the past through these visions beyond what the Stormfather told Dalinar. I'm really looking forward to this. This is getting interesting. I'm loving it. We shall see how things go. I really hope that one day Sanderson writes a Ashen set of books about what happened on Ashen before the people came to Roshar. I think that'd be an awesome prequel. Anyway, let's see how things continue to go. All right, so just finished day 4, and right at the end there with Adolin's conversation regarding Yanagon, I really like what he's doing there and really kind of stepping up and being the friend that Yanagon needs. In fact, in general, Adolin's been doing an awesome job out on the battlefield, and we're seeing a lot of that happening in the recent part of this story leading up to the end of day 4. So that is being a lot of fun. And of course, throughout day 4, we've seen the visions of the past and all that stuff with Dalinar and Navani, what's happening with them. And of course, more battles with like the Nightblood and Shallan's story arc. I really like how Shallan is kind of still dealing with and confronting her multiple personas and how she's struggling to accept that one of those personas is still part of her. And I really kind of liked how that's coming out and portraying in her own personal struggles. Mental health definitely seems to be a big theme within the Stormlight Archive of the most recent books that we're seeing, especially here in Wind and Truth as well. And of course, Kaladin's continual conversations with Szeth. And Szeth's quest on its own, I think, is a lot of fun. I think it could even work as its own independent novel and within the Stormlight world is Szeth's quest, just focusing exclusively on that. It's totally fine that it's included in Wind and Truth, of course, but I think it would also work really well as its own independent novel. Considering the size of this book, you could probably split that out and make a novel out of it as it is. But overall, I'd have to say, with day 4, still really happy with it. Still working really well. I'm liking seeing how different aspects are progressing. We seem to be getting a lot more focus in the recent parts of the story just on the individual battles throughout Roshar, more so than the impending day 10 events, which I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's get into day 5. Let's see where that goes. And yeah. Okay, Interlude 7, just before the start of day 5. Did Boa seriously just become an Inquisitor? Like, whoa. I did not see that coming. I'm pretty sure Mowatch didn't see it coming either. But wow. I mean, cool, but wow. I did not expect that. That's just awesome. Now that is interesting. In one of Dalinar's visions, he talks about raising a weapon, one that he'd never seen or was weird, I guess, to Dalinar, that released lines of light. I thought that was really interesting because in this vision, I guess he's actually using what we might call a laser gun or a phaser or whatever sci-fi term you want to use. I just thought that was really interesting how that was put in there. So, back in these visions about what happened in humanity's ancient history actually had advanced technology. That's actually kind of cool. Let's see how this develops. From the beginning of this series, I've been wondering what created the Shattered Plains? How did they become shattered in the first place? What happened? And I think we got a glimpse into what created the Shattered Plains within this book, with this story referencing a fourth moon that had fallen, and when the dust settled, the scene seemed to be that of the Shattered Plains that we know. And just, wow, that is just awesome. A really interesting way to have the history and how the Shattered Plains were created. And of course, it's very symmetrical, which likely wouldn't be the case in such a realistic sense if something like that actually happened. But this is the magical realm of the Cosmere, with so much interesting stuff going on. I also just wanted to say, I knew that Adolin was rated. I knew he was. He didn't know he was, but I mean, he's got his spren that he's been talking to, Maya, and we knew he had to come out as being radiant at some point, and that this bond was going to happen. So, I mean, yeah, how long it's interesting to see how that develops and where that leads to, because, of course, this is the Deadeye sprint, so perhaps the powers are going to take a lot longer to manifest as Maya heals and becomes anew again, so to speak. I really hope to see that develop by the end of this book, and who knows, maybe that will develop more in the second arc, but we'll have to kind of see. But I had a feeling Adolin had to be radiant. It didn't make sense to me that he never would be. And also, again, once again, we also have Szeth and Kaladin as this story continues, learning more about Szeth's past, how he got to where he did. But just, it's heartbreaking to hear him say that he is ready to die, and Kaladin's given him the strength to do just that. It's just heartbreaking. And I wonder if at this point, I'm wondering if he's going to last through the end. I hope he does, because I'm really starting to like Szeth's character as we get to know more about him as well. So much interesting stuff going on here in Day 5. And yeah, stay tuned, because Day 6 is coming up next. Okay, so just finishing up Day 6. Two things. One, why did it take me so long to figure out that the Shin monasteries actually had radiance? It's like, seriously? I mean, I should have known that. I feel like I should have known that. And yet, it just didn't really click until it was evident in Day 6 and I was talking more about it. I don't know why. It just felt like it should have clicked much sooner than that, but it didn't. Oh well. That happens, I guess. But honestly, I gotta say, at the end of Day 6, and the Stormfather all but abandoning Dalinar, wow. Just, I mean, I knew they were butting heads and clashing. I didn't expect that. Maybe I should have. I don't know. It was kind of building to that. But still, damn. Anyway, let's see what Day 7 has to offer, and that'll be coming up on the next vlog, with Days 7 through 10 coming up in the next video.